Welcome to Inspired Cooking with Lana. I am a life coach who loves to cook, so thought I would combine the two and bring you good food and food for thought. So let's get started. So what I want to make for you today is, it's a meal that I absolutely love. I discovered it when I was on a layover in Las Vegas, and there was a Korean restaurant next to the hotel, and I tried for the first time Bipimbap. So have you heard of this dish? It is a Korean rice bowl, and it is really delicious and healthy and beautiful to serve. So I'm going to make it today for my friend Randy. He is coming through Kansas City on his way to South Carolina, and today happens to be his birthday. So I'm going to make this special meal because it's one of my favorites, and I think he'll really like it too. So let's get started. I want to start with the sauce because the sauce, I think, really makes this dish. And if you follow me on YouTube, you will soon learn that I am a sauce girl. So most of my dishes have a sauce, and this one is a great sauce. I'm just going to use a recycled pickle jar that's been cleaned. I just need a jar to mix up all the ingredients for the sauce. So here we go. We are going to I've crushed some garlic, and we are going to do 3 teaspoons of garlic in here. And with that, we are going to combine 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, so when I was thinking about what meal that I wanted to make and thought of bibimbap, something came to mind. The word that came to mind for me is balance. First of all, this is a perfectly balanced meal with lots of vegetables and colorful vegetables, as well as some healthy grains and a little bit of protein. So I'm going to continue with making the sauce. So that was soy sauce. We are going to add 4 tablespoons of brown sugar. And to that, we are going to add 8 tablespoons of gochujang. So if you have not had gochujang, it's delicious, and it's in a lot of Korean dishes, I believe. So we're going to do 8 tablespoons. It's kind of like a hot, spicy ketchup. 6, 7, 8. Okay. To that, we are going to do 2 tablespoons of toasted sesame seeds and 4 teaspoons of rice wine vinegar. I love rice wine vinegar. I use that more than red wine or apple cider. I just really love rice wine vinegar. 4 teaspoons of rice wine vinegar. And then we're going to do sesame oil, 4 tablespoons of sesame oil. Okay. And then 2 tablespoons of water. And so the reason I like to use the jar is I just put the lid on the jar and shake it up. So for the vegetables tonight, for our bibimbap, we are going to do squash. And all of this is going to be sauteed in either olive oil. I like to combine a little olive oil and ghee. So we're going to saute some fresh mushrooms and shredded carrots. I like to shred my carrots myself. I think they cook better and they have better flavor than buying the shredded carrots. We're going to do a quick saute on mung beans, bean sprouts. And last but not least, organic spinach. So the key to bibimbap is that we saute all of these separately. So it takes a little bit more effort, but the labor of love is worth it. So we are going to start with warming up our pan. So while we're letting the pan heat up, I want to share a little bit more with you about balance, the word that came to mind. So as I mentioned, this is a very healthy, balanced meal, but also the reason I thought of this word balance is you saute the vegetables separately and then you put them all on the plate, arrange them in a colorful way, and that inspired me to show you this. So this is a wheel of life balance. Ask yourself, what's really important to you, and where are you in balance, and where might you be out of balance? So, for me, I know that, one of my out of balance is self-care, just to spend enough time with self-care. And the reason for that is simply scheduling. I need to create it in my schedule. If it's not scheduled, it typically doesn't get done. So, with balance, you might need to think about what are some things that you need to say no to say yes to the things that you really want to be in balance with. So now that my pan is heated up, I am going to stir in the ghee. And ghee is clarified butter, and it's just, it will take a higher heat point. And to that, you could also add a little bit of oil and do a combo of ghee and olive oil if you choose. I'm just going to choose ghee for the mushrooms. You always want to heat the pan first, and then you want to heat the fat of your choice, again, oil or butter. So now that my pan is hot enough, I'm going to add the mushrooms. And to the mushrooms, we're going to add salt and pepper. So we're going to layer and flavor all of the vegetables separately. So we're going to add some salt, pepper. I'm going to add some fresh thyme. And this thyme is from my tower garden. On one episode, I will show you my tower garden. It's indoors, so I can have fresh vegetables and herbs all year round. So this is some fresh thyme. I'm just scraping it off the stems. It's okay if some of the stems get in there, but I don't want all the stems in there. Pull some of those out. And we're just going to let these mushrooms cook down with, again, a little salt and pepper. And to that, I think I'm also going to add just a little bit of garlic. So I have been sauteing the vegetables, and everything that I sauteed, I did in salt and pepper, garlic, and ghee. And I'm finishing up on the carrots. So now I'm going to assemble, and the base of this is going to be a mixed grain wild rice. So I love this rice. It's my favorite. It's very grainy and nutty. So it's a mixed grain wild rice pilaf. So I cooked that in 3 to 1, 1 cup water, or 1 cup rice to 3 cups either water or broth. I did 2 cups of broth and 1 cup of water. So I've finished my rice and I've sauteed all my vegetables. All right, so now I'm going to show you how to put it all together. So bibimbap is typically served in a stone, a hot stone. So I don't have a hot stone, but I have this nice large plate. So I'm going to layer everything, and then I'm going to put the plate in the oven. So that is going to keep the plate warm and the food warm, which is kind of in replace of my hot stone. So to get started, I'm going to show you how pretty this looks. I'm going to add the wild rice. So the wild rice is the base. To that, we're going to add the carrots. We're going to add the spinach, cooked spinach. So I have the cooked spinach here. So after the spinach, we're going to add the squash, but I'm going to put the plate down because it's getting a little heavy. So we're going to add just a spoonful of squash. And then we're going to add a spoonful of mushrooms. And then we're going to add, where are my tongs? Here they are. And then to that we're going to add the bean sprouts. So I want you to see how pretty this is. So the bottom layer is wild rice. Then we have the spinach, the squash, the mushrooms, and the bean sprout. My plates are in the oven warming with all of the vegetables and the rice. And then I did go outside and I grilled my top sirloin steaks. And I marinated these steaks for approximately 10 hours in equal parts of soy sauce, Worcestershire, and teriyaki. So equal parts of each. So I did 1/4 cup of each. So I'm gonna let this rest and I'm gonna wait for Randy to get here. So my good friend Randy is finally here. Yay. So Randy,
hi.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Oh yeah, thanks. I'm getting a lot of that lately.
Yes, so today is his birthday and he is just driving through, so I feel so honored to get to share this with him. So he is sharing with me this fabulous wine. So tell us what this wine is again.
Thank you. This is a 2015 Chianti Classico. It's a Sangiovese grape. Comes from central Italy. And my wife and I have a huge wine cellar and we love to buy wines. There's a little a website that we go to and other people recommend, and we just go around and we kind of make it a hobby of ours.
Yeah. Oh, that's so awesome. Well, I'm excited to try it.
A friend of ours says, I'm 55 today, so even that's got some
so you're 55?
numerology or
so
something.
You're 55?
Yes, I turned 55 today.
Double nickels. Well,
yes, exactly.
So,
I wasn't driving 55, but I certainly was. Cheers.
That's right. Cheers. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Somebody else is saying cheers.
Yes.
To Jackson's over.
So Jackson is my cat, who, it's not a baby crying in the background. It's my cat. Okay, so what I've made for you tonight is Bipimbap. Have you heard of Bipimbap?
I have not.
So Bipimbap is a Korean dish, and it is a rice, it's a rice bowl, a Korean rice bowl.
Okay.
And it's super flavorful, it's lots of vegetables. And so what I was saying is, I shared that it inspired the word balance, because it's a balanced meal. It's a very colorful meal with, all the vegetables are in a circle, which then I was sharing that it reminds me of this life balance. So I was telling Randy that I was inspired to share the word balance. And then you said, what is your name of your company?
Yesterday, I incorporated a new company in the state of Colorado called Kohei, which is a Japanese word for balance. I wanted to do something that had to do with balance, and it's a really important thing to me in terms of balance for work and life. And I'm kind of semi-retired, but I'm going back to work, so I thought that for a consulting company and going out on my own, that Kohei would be a great way to both kind of sell my company in to say that I can do things with balance, but also kind of represent what's in my heart. So that's where Kohei came from.
I love it, and that's so perfect.
And we're having an Asian meal,
and
so
we're
that
having
just works
a
too.
Korean bowl.
I'm so excited.
So this is also serendipitous and perfect. So while this is heating, so the topping of our Korean bowl is with a fried egg. So I have these little tools here, and this is for an egg to be put in. And I want you to pick which one you want. What do you want your egg to be? A flower, a heart, or round?
I like the heart.
The heart. Perfect.
Yes. And I think you should pick the flower.
And I'm going to pick the flower.
Awesome.
So we're going to do fried eggs. So I do love your name, and I love that. That's so awesome.
I kind of stumbled on it by accident because there was a company that was going to ask me, a friend of mine left the company I was at and got hired somewhere else, and she said, oh man, we really need someone with your talents. And they are a Japanese company that makes apheresis machines, which separate blood plasma from hemoglobin.
Oh, wow.
And so they're very much in demand right now, looking for a cure for COVID.
Wow, that's incredible.
Okay, so then they're a Japanese company, so I thought it would be more, I thought I might get the job if I used a Japanese name, and I found this interesting word called kohei, and it was about balance, and I said, well, I'm going to name my company that, whether I work for them or not.
Yeah.
It worked out
So
cool. Yeah, I know, I couldn't believe it. I like the word.
Okay, so I think my pan is finally hot, so I'm going to add a little oil. And then we're just going to fry an egg.
Do you want me to cut this?
And then yes, if you would cut the steaks.
Run it in slices or cubes?
I
or
would
how
say
do you
slices.
Okay.
So, here's a knife.
Yep, I'm going to use these tongs for you,
Oh, okay.
just to hold on to. Unless you need them.
No.
Okay.
No.
For
So-
a fried egg, that's kind of weird.
Yeah. So
You
Randy
said
is.
slices?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
slices would be
Very
good.
good.
It's hot enough.
Careful there, got a little splatter.
Okay, so we're having our eggs frying nicely. Randy's slicing the steaks. Oh, they do look pretty good.
They're perfect.
I was afraid that on mine.
Oh, you did a great job.
So in the end, we're going to put it all together. So he hasn't seen the rest of it yet. So this is an experiment. Put it out,
Oh, I see what you
and then flip it.
mean. That's the way to do it.
There. Okay, we've got heat. Come on, heart. Here's a heart.
Perfect.
It's supposed to be fun and pretty.
It's so much funner, yeah.
Right,
Funner.
funner.
Funner is now a word, by the way.
Is it?
I've been using it for years.
Me too.
What do I know,
Me
right?
too.
And then Webster said they made funner a word.
Oh, yay! I've been using it for years also.
Somebody lobbied Webster.
The eggs are done, as you can see. Now we're going to add them to our dish.
We have our flour and our heart.
Okay, so I'm going to get these out of the oven. Randy, I understand that you like wild rice as well.
Oh my, yes.
So we are using wild rice instead of the traditional bibimbap is with white rice. But I love wild rice, and I heard you did too. Because
I do, yeah.
Karen brought us
Our friend
both.
brought us some from Minnesota.
Yeah,
The wild rice that the Indians grow up there is
Right.
really delicious.
And she brought me some too. So
Oh,
okay, so this is our.
so colorful.
Isn't it colorful? So this is, again, what reminded me of that wheel. So super colorful, all the vegetables. So we are going to top this with our steak. And, you know, here is our steak cooked medium rare.
Another color.
Another color, right. So we're going to put the steak right in the middle.
Throw the rice on there, and we're up to 7 colors.
Well, the rice is on the bottom.
Oh, it is.
So
All right.
the rice is already in there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And
We have 7 colors now.
7 colors. And now, is an egg a color?
Yes, egg's another color. 2 more.
So if an egg is another color, again, the bottom is going to be probably a little burnt, but that's a perfect heart. Oh, I think I want to give you the biggest one. I'm not
Either
sure.
one is fine. You can always have more.
That's right. And then I get the flour. I want it to lay just right. There we go. Randy's sneaking some heat there.
It smells so good too.
So there you have it. Happy birthday, Randy. It's
Good job. Thank you.
Bipimbap. So
That
here
looks
you go. If you like what you saw tonight, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And also check out my website at inspiredwithlana.com for a copy of the balanced wheel. And also I'm offering a 7 steps to better balance. And again, it's free and it's on my website. 7 steps to better balance if you're interested in that. And also for a copy of this recipe.